Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video on the Barnsley on Tour YouTube channel. It's been a while before I've even recorded a video. The latest video on the channel as I'm filming this is my Tottenham vlog, where I went to the beautiful Tottenham Stadium. Hopefully as it's going up, there is a video pre-hand to this of us announcing Michael Duff as manager. Hopefully the club can finally announce that we've signed him, but hopefully that will be in midweek. This is uploaded on the Saturday, and today is a different type of video during the off-season, pre-season. Before I start this video, the microphone on my camera is still broken. It will be fixed for the start of the season. It might be like this for a few pre-season friendlies that I attend or ground hops, but it will definitely be fixed for the first game of the season. So please bear with, and I hope you enjoy the video. Obviously, last season in the Championship for Barnes was a disastrous season, but I made one of my greatest achievements, which was going to every single game in the Championship campaign. I managed to do home and away for a full campaign for the first time as being a Barnsley fan, also with a few ground hops on top of that, and also all the Barnsley Cup games. In this video I'm doing a little bit of both, and every away game I'm going to be going through and telling you how much it cost me for either the match ticket, the coach ticket, or combined, so you guys can see how much realistically it is to afford to go to every game, and I'll be giving you a total sum at the end. This isn't a video to brag how much I spent, this is to give you guys an inkling of how much it actually costs to go to every away game in a modern Championship season, because not every fan has the time or can afford to go to every game. So hopefully by doing this it gives you guys a bit of a look inside to how much it costs and how expensive it really is to support your team home and away, up and down the country. Also, I'm going to be ranking each of the away days that I give you the price for. Normally you'd rank it on, like, if you go to your local rivals and you beat them, it's going to be a good 8 or 9 out of 10. Obviously we only won one away game this season, so it's going to be hard to rank them based on the actual game itself. So I'm going to be ranking it more on the away game in general, like the ground, the fans, the place, and the people I meet as a whole. So it's going to be an interesting video. It might be a long one, and I'm not very good at these sit down and talky ones, so if I do stutter or get anything wrong, I apologise. I like the in-action vlogging, doing the game type of thing. So these are just to pass the time during the off-season. If you do go on to enjoy this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. We're pushing on to 3,000 subscribers. If we could get as close to that before the start of the season as possible, that'd be greatly appreciated. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and let's get into it. Hopefully it won't be too long. I'm going to go through every game, give you the price, and talk to you about my experience of the away day. Let's do this. Starting off with the first game of the season. It was Cardiff City away to open the Championship campaign. We drew 1-1. It was a good day out, with obviously my friends getting back into going to the away games after the season out when we couldn't go to the games. This away day, first away day, cost me £20. On all these, I won't be able to tell you whether it's ticket or travel. This is just a combine that I've got written down. But it cost me £20 for Cardiff away. I got some cheap travel, I do remember. I think it was £10 ticket, £10 travel. That's just off the top of my head. Very cheap and a very good start to the season price-wise. Next game was Bolton in the Cup. Obviously a very disappointing day, drawing 0-0 and losing 5-4 on penalties. Devante Cole missing that penalty for Bolton Wanderers to progress to the next round. This away day also cost me £20. That was, I think it were 10 and 10 again, both in car, so I paid some people £10 petrol. Some of these on coach, so there'll be a bit more. But that away day cost me £20 to see us lose in the Cup to Bolton. The next one was the first London away day of the season, QPR. QPR, I don't mind it down there. Obviously, London games, some people love them, some people hate them. I don't mind them. I like games where you travel a long distance. We drew 2-2 after being 2-0 up on the pitch, disastrous in the second half. But that day cost me £40. Obviously, very expensive to get down to London, with £40 for QPR, where we drew 2-2. The next one was Bournemouth, right down to the south coast. For not the football but the place itself, Bournemouth is my favourite. Absolutely beautiful coast. If you guys have been down there, oh god, it was great. Me and some of my mates went down for the day on the coast prior to the game. Absolutely beautiful. It was scorching. It were in, obviously, start of season, August, September time. Beautiful weather. Obviously not a beautiful game. We got battered 3-0. But yeah, great away day. Except the game, so that were good. That will also cost me £40, which I didn't think were too bad, all the way down to Bournemouth. So yeah, £40 for when we got battered 3-0 at Bournemouth. Next one was Stoke City. We drew 1-1. Obviously, Woodrow got that great free kick and everything kicked off in the dugouts with the secondary managers. This one cost me £45. That's quite, I'd say, a little bit over the odds. I'm not too stingy when it comes to prices, but £45 only down to Stoke. It must have been like a 25 quid ticket. Probably had to pay an adult ticket for a lot of these. That's why these are that price. But yeah, Stoke City cost £45 and to draw 1-1, I do believe it was. Next one is Blackpool. I've got it down as well. We'll talk about the game first. We lost 1-0. We took 3,000 fans there. It was a beautiful day, sunny. I had another away game. I was on the Blackpool coast for the weekend and went to the Blackpool game. We lost 1-0. Shocking performance. Great turnout from the Reds fans. 3,000 of us. This one I've got written down here. 46 quid for me and my dad. So I'm guessing it cost me. Both cost us 23 quid for the ticket. I paid for his ticket in substitute for the petrol money. So yeah, so that cost me 23 quid, but 46 with petrol. So that's what it costs to lose 1-0. The next one was my first round top of the season, where I went to watch Sheffield Wednesday play Bolton in a League One fixture. I do believe it was international weekend. Wednesday won that game 1-0, I do believe. I travelled on the train. The train cost me 12 quid, and the ticket cost me £22, so that ground top turned into a £34 away day. Not too bad. Obviously, this isn't including food and drinks, because obviously that would have been quite far-fetched to write down, especially when you go drinking before some games. So yeah, travel and ticket cost me £34 to watch Sheffield Wednesday beat Bolton in League One. Next fixture, obviously another disappointing away day. Reading, I've been there quite a few grounds. Just for me, it's a mediocre away day. Down to not London, but it's down that way on. I think it's classed as London, but it's a bit to the left on the map. Reading cost me 40 quid. I do believe that were £20 travel, £20 ticket. So when you look at it like that, split, it's not too bad. £40 sounds worse than what it was. We lost that game 1-0 late on. That were a bad away day. Oh, Reading fans were right, absolutely roasting us when we were 1-0 down. That was not great, but Reading cost me 40 quid for the away day. Middlesbrough, for me, this must have been one of the worst away days of the season. It was absolutely banging it down with rain. Absolutely, I think it must have been freezing. I just remember it being bad all round. I remember Obi Ulare came on the pitch to get 0 touches of the ball, whatever it was. There were hardly any of us there. There might have been 300-400 of us there. It was horrible. Midweek, so we got back late, up early for work. And we lost 2-0, played I think it was 2-0, absolutely shocking, and that one cost me 61 quid. I've got the same thing as earlier, 61 for me and my dad, so I'm guessing that were like £30.50 each on average, something similar to that, but anyway, that away day to watch that abysmal game cost me 61 quid, Jesus. Next one is down to Bristol City. I don't mind Bristol City, nice away day, obviously we ain't going to any of these next year, except the couple that came down. But yeah, Bristol City, I was going there for the second time this season. We went 1-0 up in this game and ended up losing 2-1. One of the chances that I think Devante Cole had, where he had it on the line and somehow hit it over the net onto the roof of the net right in front of us. One of the most bizarre games I've ever witnessed. But yeah, Bristol City cost me 56 quid, obviously down London. Looks like a good £30 ticket job, 26 quid coach, something like that. So yeah, £56 to watch us get humiliated by Bristol City Aston Gate. Next one is been to there twice. We've won once, lost once, but it's been absolutely bouncing every time. If you're going to watch any vlog on this channel, go watch my Fulham away vlog from this season or 2 seasons ago. Obviously we got battered this time 4-1, but we were celebrating when they scored and all that. Down with our lads, it was a great day out down in London. This one cost me 55 quid. Not sure what it was split for coach and that. Probably another good £30 coach job, £25 ticket. The usual. They're very similar for down London. But yeah, Fulham cost me 55 quid to get battered 4-1. Next one, which I think is one of the most rip-off ones I've got, which is Peterborough away. That game this could be one of the worst we've been to. Down to Peterborough. At the time, Peterborough had the most goals conceded in the EFL. We failed to score. Well, we failed to score against them twice this season, but we failed again. We failed to score against them in this game, drawing 0-0 at Peterborough. The lights going out. It was absolutely one of the most cold I've been ever at a game. It was 0-0. The lights went out, the game was delayed like 25 minutes, and this one cost me 48 quid. I don't know what I paid per ticket or petrol, but to get down to Peterborough it cost me 48 quid. It's not ideal, but yeah, we got obviously the lights going out, 25-minute delay to draw 0-0 in a game we really needed to win at the time. Yeah, not a great turnaround for that one. Next one is Preston, always quite fairly cheap to be fair to them. Nice ground and easy to get to. Preston, we lost that game 2-1. We made it 1-1 with Woodrow, and then they went down and did a tactical free kick and made it 2-1. I'm quite impressed with how statistically I'm remembering these goal by goal, because the last season seems a blur with how much of the same stuff we saw conceding. But yeah, Preston cost me 35 quid, which it's not too bad. So yeah, not much more to say about that one. Blackburn, I do believe it's the most viewed vlog on my channel, where it all kicked off after the game, all the fighting. Obviously, I don't agree with it, but I got it on camera and got some mad views. We lost that game 2-1. We made it 1-0 through Carlton Morris. We scored and didn't realise, celebrated 2 minutes later. And then they went down the other end in the second half. I think it might have been that Diaz that scored, I'm not sure, but they went 2-1 up and beat us. Blackburn cost me 32 quid. Went on the club coach for that one. That's not too bad, to be fair. Out around the, obviously below 30 is great, but out around the 30-35 mark, I think it's pretty decent for a game that's obviously not Southern. So I'll take that, £32 for Blackburn. Next one is Forest. The game itself was abysmal. We got battered 3-0, but Forest was, I don't know if we won a bank holiday or not, or midweek. I think it was midweek. I finished work early. Me and some of my mates had the day out in Nottingham. It was one of the funniest days I've ever had, just because I was out with my mates. Nottingham is a great place to go. Nice ground, got some great fans, great people to talk to, and it only cost me 26 quid for the ticket and travel. Bearing in mind I went in car with my mates, so I get it at a cheaper rate. But 26 quid for Forest was a very good deal. Obviously, we didn't get the result we wanted, but a great day nonetheless. The next one is another ground top. I got to go to a new ground and tick the Molyneux off the list. We went to an FA Cup game. We went to Wolves versus Sheffield United, where Wolves won 1-0, I do believe. I got to witness Molyneux for the first time. Beautiful stadium, but very big fan of it. Great area and some good fans to talk to. Talking to some Wolves fans behind us when we sat down. Very friendly and very acceptant that we weren't Wolves fans. But yeah, that one only cost me 33 quid as well. Quite decent to get down to Midlands to go watch Wolves pick up the win into the next round. Next one is the cheapest one out of them all, I do believe. It was Barrow. It was £5 for the cup game. £5 to see, I think it was 9 goals. It ended 5-4. Absolute bargain, obviously mental game. Frustrating game to concede for 4 goals, I think it was. But yeah, £5 for Barrow in the cup. And I'm back with another ground top. I went to Hull versus Stoke. I think it was on a Sunday, or it might have been a week where Barnes didn't have a game. I went to watch Hull versus Stoke in the cup. I think Stoke won that game 2-0. Their away fans were sat to my left, so that was a decent game. I was sat in the home end because I couldn't get away ticket for some reason. But that one only cost me 15 quid. I drove to Blackburn, which obviously knocks that price quite down a bit. But I think it must have just been 15 quid or 10 straight for ticket, I'm not sure. But £15 for that ground up and a decent game nonetheless. Next one, we're at another Midlands. We travelled down to Birmingham when they were doing all their protests. That were a mental day. That got some good views on my channel, protesting for their owners out. Flares, trying to get down onto the pitch and all that malarkey. We lost that game 2-0. I think it was another shocking game. I'm going to say that quite a lot in this video. But we lost that game. Birmingham cost me 40 quid. I do believe that were a 20 ticket, 20 coach scenario. So yeah, seems quite the occurrence that in this video, but that's how much that game cost me. The next one was an experience, I must say that. I went to Luton on a Tuesday night, got to experience the Luton ground. I'm not going to sit here and slag it off because it's obviously got its culture and all the history behind it. But yeah, you'll have your opinion whether you think it's great or a shithole. Went to Luton on a Tuesday night, it cost me 39 quid, which it's not the best, but you could easily get charged more for that. I think I got back at 1 in the morning and I'd work at 6, so that was eventful, and we lost that by a penalty and a scrappy goal right in front of us in that away end. So that was eventful. We got to celebrate a goal, so it felt better than what it was. But Luton away on a Tuesday night for 39 quid was an experience, I'll say that nonetheless. Next one is another one of my favourites, Coventry. Once again, it's easy to get to. It's a great ground, and I speak to a lot of their fans, some great fan base, and obviously Coventry. becoming an established championship team now. Very good. Got some great players under great manager Mark Robbins. So yeah, good team. Coventry cost me 40 quid. Do believe it were another 2020 scenario. Quite repetitive and it seems quite consistent, which isn't too bad, but that's what it cost me. Coventry cost me 40 quid and that's all there is to say about that away day. The next one was the first away day against Yorkshire rivals. Huddersfield cost me 20 quid. Tenner for petrol to my mate, and then tenner for a ticket, which were pretty cheap. I was pretty happy with that. And we lost that game. We lost that game, obviously, I think, away. We lost in the cup 1-0. We lost in the league. I can't remember. One sec. My bad. This was the cup game. This is where we lost 1-0 to get knocked out of the FA Cup. 20 quid for that. Got some good views on my channel. A lot of fighting after the game. But yeah, that's it for Huddersfield. Hull, the second time I went to them, obviously I did the ground top early in the season. Hull only cost me 17 quid, which was our first and only away win of the season. Whoa! Hull, nice easy ground to get to, great parking, great fans. We got our first 3 points, so probably one of the higher up ranked away days, and only cost me 17 quid, so that wasn't too bad. And then we had Derby away. At the time, this was a massive game. We were third bottom, looking like we could get out of the bit of the mess that we're in, and they were second bottom. We had to win. Well, we both had to win, and we went and lost. I think we might have lost 2-0 to that, 1-0 to that. I can't remember. That game cost me 39 quid. I think that were like 20 for ticket, 19 for coach, something similar to that. 39 for a trip down to Derby. Coming towards the end of this now, guys, so if you're still here, I appreciate it. Second Yorkshire derby away from home was Sheffield United, where we went there. Obviously, we were still in a similar position at this time where we thought we could get out of it, pulling Reading into it and a few other teams, thinking if we pick up a few wins in the last games, we can get out of this mess. But we went to Sheffield United, got turned over and lost 2-0. Sheffield United only cost me 21 quid. I think I went on the train to that. That would have been like a £12 train jobby and then like a £9-10 ticket. So that wasn't too bad. Pretty cheap to say we lost to our Yorkshire rivals. But yeah, Sheffield United, nice and easy to get to on train for me. So it wasn't too much hassle that day, but obviously the result wasn't so great. The next one is one of the reasons why I'm glad I did home and away this season. I've already mentioned that I got to experience Luton away on a Tuesday night, and I also got to experience Millwall away, the sacred, scary ground, what they all call it. Nothing kicked off, luckily. It was quite intimidating driving in on the coach where they're all staring at you, stood outside the pub. But yeah, and then driving in some gates and the gates getting locked behind you when you're pulling on the coach. That was crazy. That game cost me £45. You know, another London away day, like 25, 30 quid coach, 15, 20 ticket, around that mark. Millwall cost me 45. We got absolutely paggered that day. I think that was 4 or 5-1. Not a great away day. Obviously, at that point, we knew we were nearly relegated and time was just ticking. But yeah, I got to experience Millwall away for 45 quid. And here we go, guys. The most expensive away day for me this season. Obviously, your guys' prices might be cheaper if you go in a car and split petrol, or if you pay extra on a train, or you're travelling from elsewhere. It might be cheaper, it might be more expensive. It's down to where you come from and how you travel, but these are just what they personally cost me. My most expensive away game of last campaign was Swansea City. Cost me £62.50. I do believe the ticket was £32.50 and then 30 quid for the coach. So I remember there was an under 18 category and then it went straight to adult. Obviously I'm 20, so I like to sit in that 18 to 21 category and get like a middle price. But I had to pay 32 quid for an adult ticket. Obviously if you're an adult watching this, you'll probably be like, oh, why is he moaning about adult prices? But until I get there, I like not to pay it. But yeah, I had to pay adult price for that. 32 quid, cost me £62.50 for that away day for us to draw 1-1 in a game that we could have crawled back, maybe a bit higher up table, but we drew. And another good away day with mates. Swansea, good, nice place to go to, a different country, isn't it? So it was an experience, and that one cost me £62.50 for that away day. The penultimate championship away day was back to Huddersfield for the second time this season, and it was the relegation party where we lost to Huddersfield 2-1 to get relegated to Sky Bet League One. This one only cost me 25 quid. Both trips to Huddersfield have been quite cheap, obviously quite local. Went in the car, went on the train, and quite cheap tickets, which is great. But yeah, that was the relegation party for 25 quid. And then the final of away game when we got battered 4-1 to West Brom. Another great day out with my mates. West Brom ground were decent. I've been there before, but it was like a new ground because I've been there for like 10 years. But yeah, great day out with mates despite getting bad, knowing that we were all relegated, but we all went there because we love our club. That one cost me 35 quid, not too bad. Similar range to the rest of them, but yeah, 35 quid for West Brom away to finish the season. And if you do watch all my videos, you know I will have had one more ground hop before the season finished. I went to Grimsby versus Boreham Wood. I like to follow Grimsby as my little non-league club. Obviously, I got promoted from League 2 in the playoff final. I tried to get to that, but I couldn't. But yeah, that was a great game. Obviously, I love going to Grimsby games. I like my little non-league team that I watch out for because I've got a family from over near there. So yeah, I went to that. That only cost me 28 quid. I drove over my son, so like, I think it was like 14 quid for a ticket, like £15 petrol. So it wasn't too bad. And that was the last away game I went to. And now I'm going to tell you the total price, guys, for ticket and travel last season for me. The total cost for me last year, just ticket and just travel, so no food or like stopping over anywhere out, cost me £1,068. Yes, total's on the screen. Absolutely mental. Obviously, it's over the course of a full season, so it's not like you're paying that out in a lump sum. It's off so many wages or whatever. Very expensive. Obviously, you could say I'm crazy for doing it in one of the worst seasons we've ever had, but that's just my luck. The first season I choose to do it is in one of the worst seasons I've seen as a Barnsley fan. But it was an experience. Next year, I'm going to aim to do just as many, and hopefully you guys will be seeing a similar video to next year. Just to reiterate, this is not to brag how much money I've spent. This is to give you guys an inkling as if you can't go to all the away games, roughly how much it'll be costing you, or along the lines of that. So if you have made it this far, comment. If you made it this far in the video, comment the name Dean. I've got a good mate who's Dean, so if he makes it this far, you comment that, mate. I'm not expecting you to, but if you made it this far, just comment the name Dean. If you put another comment, put it separately or as it, whatever. But I'd love to see how many guys have made it from 20 minutes of me. If you made it this far, you're a legend. I don't expect you to, but it would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you for whatever the next video is. I don't know what it is. Hopefully next Saturday, but we'll see. Come on, you Reds.